Today we're talking about finishing cakes. The star of this video being a moist, delicious carrot cake. I'm going to show you how just a little extra effort will make your cakes look like they're bought from a cake shop. Hi, I'm Taryn. Welcome. By the end of this video, I'm hoping that you will have confidence to take your cake finishing skills to the next level. I'm using a carrot cake today, but these tips apply to any cake flavours. I'll show you briefly how to make a carrot cake in case you haven't added this to your repertoire yet, and then we'll get into the main purpose of this video, which is to talk about tips and ideas for finishing cakes. Well, this cake isn't going to make and ice itself, so let's get it into the oven. These are the ingredients we need for our carrot cake today. We'll cover the ingredients for the icing a little bit later, and I'll also leave the full recipe in the description below. We've got our finely grated carrots, eggs, golden syrup and oil. We've got flour, self-raising flour, brown sugar, baking soda, and our 3 spices, cinnamon, ginger and mixed spice. Putting this carrot cake together is quite straightforward. Add the eggs, sugar, oil and golden syrup to a big bowl and whisk together well, either with an electric mixer or a hand whisk. Keep mixing until it's all blended together. Then sift in the flour, self-raising flour, ginger, mixed spice, cinnamon and baking soda. Mix it gently to incorporate the dry and wet ingredients together. Switch over to a spatula to fold in the carrot. Be careful not to mix more than you need to. Otherwise it will be dense and stodgy instead of having a nice and fluffy texture. Pour the batter into the prepared cake tins and bake for about an hour. While the cakes are cooling, we can prepare our cream cheese icing. These are the things we need. I've got butter and cream cheese, both at room temperature, icing sugar and vanilla essence. Then I've got a few garnishes, chopped cranberries, chopped nuts, pumpkin seeds and poppy seeds. We'll start by creaming the butter until it's very soft and smooth. You can make a cream cheese icing using only cream cheese and icing sugar, but this doesn't hold together firmly enough for piping, so this is why butter is necessary. Then add in the cream cheese and continue mixing until it's completely combined. It's important that these 2 ingredients are the same temperature, so that when you mix them they don't curdle and separate. Scrape down the edges and add in the vanilla essence and icing sugar. Continue to beat it until a beautiful soft icing is achieved. Sometimes you might need to add a little more icing sugar to firm the icing some more. Look at our beautiful cream cheese buttercream icing. Cakes usually have a wee mound in the centre from the baking process, so we'll just cut off this mound. Before icing any cake, it's important to level your cake. After all, this is the base, and if the base is nice and level, it will result in a better final cake. These bits are perfect for sampling, or you can turn them into cake pops or mini roll cakes. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see how to turn these offcuts into something delicious. You can ice cakes in so many different styles. We can cover some more in future videos. Today we're using cream cheese icing, which lends itself to either fully covering a cake, between the layers on top and fully covering the sides, or naked icing, where you cover between the layers on top and leave the sides uniced, or we can do it semi-naked, where you put icing in the middle, on top, around the sides and then scrape away some, leaving some of the cake showing through. It looks especially great when you have a dark coloured cake and a lighter icing. It's best to start icing by putting a big blob of icing in the centre and then push it out to the sides. I'm being really careful to make sure the palette knife is only making contact with the icing. If it touches the cake, you will start to pick up bits of cake in your icing, creating a speckled appearance. Put the other cake on, cut side down to give you a nice crisp edge. If you are a keen baker, I highly recommend adding a palette knife or two to your kitchen kit. It really does make such a difference to the end result. After you've done the top, switch to a big palette knife and generously apply the icing to the sides of the cake, working your way around. I'm making mine semi-naked today to expose the dark cake. Once you have icing all the way around, clean off the palette knife, hold it firmly straight up and down and scrape around the sides, smoothing it and taking away the excess icing. If you're wanting to take it to the next level, heat the palette knife in hot water and it will give you a super smooth finish. I'm sticking with a bit more of a rustic look today. Using a turntable makes it easy to add decorative finishes to a cake. I'm adding texture by using a spoon to create a spiral like this. Adding a bit of piping adds a lovely finish to a cake too. It is a little extra effort but well worth it. I'm using a French tip to pipe little dots around the top edge. Lastly, I'll add my garnishes to the top around the inside of the piping. You could use any garnishes or combination of garnishes to complement the flavour of your cake. Chopped chocolates, dried fruits, nuts and seeds. All these types of things are perfect. When you lift the cake onto your presentation platter, you sometimes end up with a rough edge at the bottom. To hide this, you can easily add some more of your toppings or do some more piping around the bottom edge. I hope you've learnt some tricks for finishing cakes and have gained confidence to give these a try on your next cake. Think about how you'd like to ice it, fully covered, naked or semi-naked. And then you can add texture, piping and garnishes that complement your cake flavour. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Happy carrot caking! If you like this video, I've got another one lined up for you up here. Otherwise, there's a playlist ready to watch down here.